Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Noct, and this is Stanley Parable. The new version what just came out. So, back in the day I played a lot of Stanley Parable. And now, an extended version came out, so I needed to buy it. I could not resist. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? Yes. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Okay. Please enter the current time. Okay. There. Note, accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Okay. Let's see, video. Jump! There's a jump button! I remember in the previous one it was like there's no jump button. Okay, supply the size. Everything is good enough, I feel like. You are playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. So, let's do this, shall we? Begin. The end is never the end is loading. Classic. Click to skip.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
No, I did not step out. So, for... Oh, okay, I can press the phone. For those of you who don't know Stanley Parable, this is a game where Stanley, our main character, have their whole life narrated by the narrator. And you can follow what the narrator wants you to do, or you can simply tell him, screw you! And just follow your own path and see where will it end you. What kind of secrets you can uncover of this office. I really wonder if anything will happen if I just stay here. Okay, if I click then I have the button press sound, interesting. Okay, so, let's see. Alright, gonna come out.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I like work. I just hate my boss. I need to change something in the controls. C please, thank you. And the jump doesn't work. And I just got an achievement, you can't jump. I remember that in the original one, this door was another little story.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Challenge accepted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Alright. I already forgot to count. We will talk anyway. Come on.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417, 20 clicks, okay, got it. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Mysterious hallways. Can I open? No. Okay.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437. I think this will be... not here. Ah, here.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Okay. 415, 415. Where is it? Great job spilling the fucking coffee.
Now, back to door number 437.
I'm going. You don't need to tell me twice. What is this? Ah, keep dry.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
I didn't even see a copy machine. Where is the copy machine? Am I dumb? Come on. Where is the copy machine?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fuck you, I'm going on to the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Fuel. Number 1 dead.
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
It is. As long as I know you, it is worth it.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Such an asshole. I want my soda. Come on. Give me.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
You just told me dialogue, so... who's the dumb one now? Come on, give me a soda. Eh. Is it actually over? Are there no more dialogues? Coffee nut. What is that? Under the dead one. Who farted? I love mom or something like that. Or, don't know the other one. And I think it's over, yeah. Time to continue.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room, and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
I don't think so.
Stanley was
Ooh.
so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. What if even I don't know if I'm lying or not? Ooh, can I find a keycard maybe? Somewhere. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse cargo lift 1000. Penalty for jumping of the lift 5000. Only to say
In
twice.
his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Well, this just happened.
All of his co-workers were gone. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the
Oh, I
achievement?
need to redo the whole thing.
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth?
Nope.
No.
I won't waste
can't
my time
just
with
give
this now.
these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. So far it is the same as the original
Yet there
Stanley.
was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it boil up inside you. Take that passive aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a sleek blue graphic in the header and show some bevel or text. This will ensure a column and blah blah blah. Everyone is unique, you most of all. Okay. I don't care about the rest. Ooh, a broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Did they actually add the broom closet ending? Or is it still just a running gag?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I have all the reason. Look at this duct tape.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Doing sweet fuck all.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
I am.
Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please
Because-
offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Because this is my broom closet. And I love it. This is my litter box. That's my bed and chair
You do
and
realize
toilet.
there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Well, too bad. Because I came into the broom
Maybe
closet.
to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Oh, they definitely will. I can assure you they definitely will.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Who isn't? Tell me one person who isn't. Just one, I'm
Well,
waiting.
I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
Am I?
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, The responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
No. I'm still waiting for the room closet ending. Come on, please exist. I found something to interact with. You lied to me. Close, open, close, open, close. Open, close, open, close. Open, close, open, close, open, close. Okay, I guess this is it for the broom closet. That's it.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. There's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Come on. Just give the control to monkey or something.
Coming to a staircase,
Fuck.
Stanley walked
Wants to go
upstairs
back.
to his boss's office.
I think I will go down. Oh. Well, this looks way more interesting.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
I can see my feet.
Doors close automatically behind him wherever he went. And for that
Oh,
matter,
yeah.
these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh.
Then he imagined himself soaring
Floating.
through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Okay.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
And Stanley just died. I hate Mondays. Anyway, that was all for this episode. We did 2 endings, I believe. And we'll continue right where we left off next time. So, I hope you enjoyed it and have a nice day. Bye.